Good evening, friends. I'm done working in the garden for the day, and I wanted to show you what I've accomplished so far. I'm 2 days in, and I wanted to just give you a little preview or a little tour. I would probably still be planting. It's 7:30, but my husband brought his son home for a sleepover at Grandma's. So I'm going to quit, but I want to do this little video real quick. So right over there is the garden gate to come into the garden. And right here, I always plant my seeds that are small, like beets, carrots, radishes, and I'm also going to plant my lettuces, romaine, and arugula here. And, well, let me just explain the layout here. I till the whole thing with my tractor. And then I go through with my lawnmower and make these paths, in these little roads that divide the garden up into plots. And it just is real easy. And we mow these little roads as weeds come up. And in the little plots, we till with a rototiller, which is why my rows are this far apart and they go straight through all the way to the back plot, because when we're tilling we can just go straight on back. Our tiller is very big. It's actually called a something tractor, a hand-driven tractor or something like that. I can't remember. It's huge, and so it's not easy to turn around. So we want to be able to go all the way back, turn, and come down all the way. And so that's why I have the distance in between these rows and why they go all the way straight back. So this is my tomato patch, and I planted 4 rows that are 16 feet long from this stake, from this stake to that stake. From this stake to that stake is 16 feet, and we've got 16-foot cattle panels and T-posts that we're going to put up to trellis and tie off our tomatoes as it grows, and it's going to be so much better. I'm really excited about that. My tomatoes are always such a mess. Right here I'm going to put tomatillos. They're just still too small, so I left a spot for them right there. Only doing 3 plants or so this year. I might do a few more. So today I did these 2 plots. Oh, look at the goldfinches. Look at them. Oh, I love them so much. Okay, so today I did the pepper patch and a brassica patch. So let's show you my pepper patch. I did a small trellis here with some peas. And I have another round of peas being started in the house, because these do not last very long once it heats up the temperature. And so I have another round going, and hopefully, I don't know, hopefully I'll get a few more little peas out of it. I don't know, we'll see. So I planted sweet pepper, hot pepper, and now here's one. I planted several paprika peppers. Normally, I will plant cayenne. Last year, I planted 3 cayenne plants, and I got so much cayenne pepper that I dried it, and I ground it, and I have 2 quarts of cayenne pepper powder. I don't need any more cayenne pepper for, a couple years probably. So, I am not growing cayenne. They grow really well here in the Willamette Valley. But what I'm doing instead is paprika peppers. I use a lot of paprika. Cups and cups and cups and cups of it every year. And so I did try planting paprika peppers the very first year that we planted a garden here, and it just wasn't a long enough winter and they didn't ripen. I started mine this time indoors way early, hoping that I'll get a long enough season out of them. But having done that, they got really tall and leggy. And so I went through to all of my peppers and I topped them all off. And there's a specific way to do that. But the idea is that when you top it off, it puts the energy down to the little branches down here that want to come out. And so it will be fuller. So I don't want it to keep growing taller. I want it to just fill out some right now. That's why I topped all of my pepper plants. I also put marigolds in between every pepper plant. That is because bugs hate marigolds. And so I want to keep the bugs away. So I'm planting lots of marigolds this year. So there's my pepper patch. Now over here, this is my brassica patch. Now, brassica, I'll tell you what, every year we have a problem with flea beetles. Last year it was the worst ever. They killed all my brassica and then replanted and they killed it all again. For me, brassica consists of broccoli, cauliflower, kale. It's Italian kale. I think it's Italian. Is it Italian? I think. Anyway, I also have another row that's going to be Chinese cabbage, but it is still too small to put out. Now, I'm going to be planting marigold seed in between every single plant. I planted marigolds at the end of every row. I planted marigolds all along here, big ones, and then in between each big one there's 3 little ones. And I'm also going to plant marigolds at the end of each row over there and all along down there. Is that so? That boy? You saw Uncle Jesse? Oh, Grandpa? Okay, I gotta get back to my video. Be done in a minute. Back there's our corn patch, and it'll have onions in it. Oh, wait. Brassica. The reason brassica is here. I used to put brassica over here, but with the flea beetles jump over to here, and they eat my beets and my radish tops, and so I thought, well, it probably won't work, but I'm going to move them, separate them. So I moved the brassica over here. I also got some row covers to put over these if I need to. I've never used them before, but it supposedly will help. We'll see. Okay, so back there's going to be corn and onions. Right there is going to be winter squash, specifically Hubbard squash and pink banana, something like that. Back there, that is going to be potatoes and onions. I got russet seed potatoes and Yukon Gold seed potatoes, and I plan on doing a lot of dehydrating in my freeze dryer, so potatoes are something I'm going to freeze dry. Right here is my culinary herb patch. So I'm going to have ginger, which I started myself and I have it in the house growing, and cilantro, parsley, and basil, which I use cilantro like crazy in the salsa that I make every year and can it. Same with the peppers that I grow and the onions, which are going to go here. This is going to be full of onions, walla wallas. And I'm also going to plant onions anywhere there's extra space. Anywhere there's extra space, going to get onions. I'm going to freeze dry them, make my own chopped onions and onion powder. Now right here, this patch is going to be, this trellis is for cucumbers, and I'm going to put summer squash here, zucchini and such. I normally put it back there where my brassica is, but I moved my brassica this year, and so this is where the zucchini and cucumbers are going. Now, on this little trellis here, I had Ezra, our grandson, was born, and last year he was big enough to come out in the garden with me, but not really big enough to be on his own out here playing. And so I did an experiment, and I made this arch, and planted beans because I wanted to see if it would offer shade for him, because I knew that this year he would be spending a lot of time with me out here in the garden, and he's a lot more mobile now. And sure enough, it worked great. The beans covered it completely, and so it's a nice shady spot. This is spearmint that I have growing there, and I have lots and lots of goldfinches that fill this up every year. So here, this is my garden tour and how far I've gotten in 2 days. Tomato patch, pepper patch, and brassica. I have a lot left to do. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't know how much it's going to rain. I wanted to get onions and potatoes in the ground yet today, but I'm just not going to get it done with Ezra. I also really am hurting with my back, so I got to take it a little easier and not just be out here till dark every day. And Ezra's really concerned about the goat baby bottles, so I guess it's time to go feed the goat babies. So thanks for watching my garden update. If you have any questions, feel free to just ask away. I don't know a lot, but what I do know, I'm willing to share. Have a good evening, guys.